Thank you guys. Sorry.
Hello, stream.
Ooh.
Good morning. Who remembers what we did well enough? And it's mostly what's on the screen right now. But who remembers what we did well enough to recap for a previously on Dungeons and Dragons?
Snakes!
About the round of the
We had an aliens event where something popped out of the body.
And tried to kill me, but I cut its fucking head off, just like I said I would.
Yep.
Wait, what? John did that.
And
You
we
can
went on an
try.
adventure to. We went on an adventure to chase down the big
big bad.
bad.
hmm We
And
tried our very best to offend the Prince of Coin. Prince of Coin?
Mhm.
King of Coin?
King of Coin.
King of Coin.
he's just too desperate for
And
help.
found out that Little Man, Renan's Little Man, was his son. And he's going to pay us huge money to come and kill this Chaos Beast. And we're at a sandworm hole. And little baby
And-
sandworms were in the dead camels.
And we got a potion so that whoever actually kills the beast doesn't die this time.
That's right. But whoever gets the killing blow has to take it before they do the killing blow.
And we have to remember that, and we're probably not. So
I'm glad you
this
did
is-
remember that. I had already forgotten. Excellent. Okay, good.
We're great at this game.
Winning. And we're with Sorry. Sorry caught up with us.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Who
And
has
she
the
wanted to fight the
who
chaos
has that
beast.
postage? Or
Renan does.
Yeah, I think we put it in the.
do we want to give it to somebody who is likely to get a killing blow?
Let's leave it with her.
Oh,
for
burn
now.
on Renan.
Let's leave it with her for now because she's got
That
really
way.
good sleight of hand and acrobatics and should be able to get it to whoever's likely to get the kill.
Okay.
Perhaps we should give it to a man, for capability reasons.
Ooh.
I was going with Ani because she has like 7 attacks.
And I did kill it last time. However,
Yeah.
I do think that leaving it with her is best because that way she can get it to whoever needs it. Because she could also dimension door to them
I'm just gonna
That's
say,
true.
if needed.
I may be the person that kills the final thing, but I can fuck with some shit when I need to.
Yeah,
So
you
let's
can.
go.
What if her lady time attracts a bear and the bear eats it?
No, not that.
But would you rather be stuck in the forest with a bear?
If I
Yes.
have to be stuck in the forest, I'd like to be stuck in the forest with John.
I understand that though.
Debatably a bear.
He's pretty barely himself.
He could fight a bear. That's the only reason why. That and comfort and security.
Like generic man versus bear, I'm going bear. If it's John, yeah, John can fuck some shit.
Okay, I love how she chose her words carefully, though. I can fight a bear. I will not win, but I will fight a bear. All right.
It's the willingness that counts.
It is, yeah, for sure. The other thing I think that we maybe forgot last time, and I am terrible at remembering, but the other housekeeping issue is inspiration token. Yep.
Which we haven't done
Who
for
gets
2
it from last
sessions.
session?
Draco should get
I
it.
think Renan had top damage done.
She had top damage done, and she also found the assassin that was hanging out.
I roleplayed like a motherfucker
Yeah,
against that kid.
I'm good with giving it to Renan.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
do it.
inspiration token for Renan.
It's on your character sheet, my lady.
Thanks. My motivation for wanting it is so that if I actually do get the dimension door or something, I have a second chance.
You have
at
the
my
backup.
roleplay.
I like it.
Perfect. We ended, I think, not abruptly, but without necessarily clearing the scene with the same care you guys normally do. So let's just assume, let's pick up right here. The last drop of blood was just shed. The din of combat still ringing in your ear. Your blood still pulsing through your veins, heart racing. Looking around, no immediate threats, and go.
Draco cast Fireball.
Right.
At the darkness. Into the hole. I do believe we were going to have Draco and Renan search the bodies, or we did search the bodies already.
I don't think
No,
we
we were
did.
No, we
That's why I couldn't remember.
did not do anything yet.
Then
We
let's
basically stopped abruptly.
search the bodies for sure. Oni wants to check out this hole and see if I can see anything down. I'm sure I can't, but
If whoever is searching bodies, can we get like either a aid another or a best case scenario investigation
Oh god.
rather than like 6 investigate rolls?
oh, that's for Renan. You got a 16
What?
twice, so I feel like that was probably pretty good.
Oh, because it's like basically a 32.
Right.
Dirty 32.
um,
32.
as you examine the corpses, all 4 human men are of darker skin. They're all exceptionally well muscled. They are each armed to the teeth, each carrying 2 two-handed kopeshes, 2 scimitars, and an array of throwing daggers. They all are wearing the exact same black hooded cloak and shawl, and they all either on the belt, on the bandolier of daggers, on the clasp of their shawl, not all in the same place, but all bear a similar symbol that looks like a silver crescent moon eclipsing a sun.
Hey Amon, what is this?
These are the King of Coins dudes, man.
What? Oh, those
Amon
are
has
the-
assessed the likely truth. This is the mark of the Magi. They were once probably the most feared fighting force in all of Geb. They even at one time served the Pharaoh as bodyguards and enforcers. In recent memory, their tribe has dwindled down to just a few, and they live sort of a mercenary life, but they are still considered, the sort of Spartans of our time. Very capable, very skilled warriors that only get, jobs that pay the absolute highest value in coin, and they're often very particular about taking those jobs because they're not going to do like, my husband cheated on me, so kill him please kind of missions for money. They tend to only come out of the woodwork for very important tasks. So Amon putting 1 and 2 together is probably right, that these are likely the people that, or at least some of the people that were hired by the King of Coin.
Definitely check their gear and weapons then, because
Yeah.
they should be carrying the best of the best.
I want a new 2-handed sword. That looks cool.
They have 2-handed kopeshes, which are the long, like curved, it's got like a
Yeah.
foot of straight blade and then a large, like sickle bladed end on it. They each have 2 of
Foot of
those.
straight blade and a foot of gay blade.
There's a combined total of about 300 gold worth of weapons on all of them. You're welcome to take and equip any of the weapons that you'd like. They are noticeably completely devoid of like personal identification or personal property. Like there's no traveler clothes, there's no coin purse. They each have the same 3 days of trail rations, the same water skin, the same backpack that contains the same kind of like mission specific gear, and the same kind of weapons, and they each bear that Magi sigil and the same cloak, but there's nothing that identifies one from another.
We should collect the rations and the symbols so that we can return the symbols, and we might encounter someone along our travels that needs the rations.
Yep.
How
And
very rational.
I would like to take all of the weapons because even if no one uses them, we can sell them.
All right.
Please
Do you
add
want the
that to
weapons or the 300 gold?
I want one of the weapons. I want a curvy blade.
Okay.
I like
Sure.
a curvy.
I think John just said there was 300 gold worth of weapons.
If we
Yeah,
back
I
out
just want one.
20, how much are they worth? 20 gold?
The kopeshes are worth 40 gold apiece.
40 gold. So I'll put
So
260.
260.
Is that the PP or the GP? What's the group
Um,
cost?
which one is it's the biggest one? So I think it's whatever's GP.
GP. Okay, I'll put
Yeah.
240 in there.
Yep.
260.
Oh, 260.
260.
Sorry. Okay.
And then should I just add that manually to my sheet, John? Or is
Yeah,
it-
if you're comfortable doing that. If not, I can drag it. Mechanically, it'll just be a greatsword. So if you search greatsword in the compendium, you should be able to drag it onto your character sheet. It should be a strength-based weapon that does 2d6 plus strength. If that doesn't work, let me know and I'll grab it for you.
And I'm
Great
adding also
sword.
to your inventory a backpack of rations.
Okay, and then can you add the symbols
Yep.
The Magi
Jewel
is
of the
so cool.
Magi.
Because that's how I remember things, by the way. I look at our inventory and I go, guys, we have this thing that we should be dealing with.
Magi. Okay. And how many? There's 4 of them.
4. They each bear 1.
Okay.
Whilst you guys are rifling through their belongings, Oni, you were checking out the pit.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a perception check from you?
You sure can.
You sure can.
I feel like
16!
Hoppy was doing that too, so I will give you a perception check as well.
Hoppy may have a better perception than I do. Yes, he definitely does.
I don't
Oni
know if I can.
tells him to listen carefully and keep his ear to the ground. Hoppy struggles to figure out how to get his horns not in the sand to put his ear to the ground. Not understanding like metaphor. Both of you, keen-eyed, keen-eared, pay close attention to the sand hole. You both have been in the desert long enough to understand that the size of the worm that made this hole is significantly larger. That what you fought here were likely the spawn or brood of a sandworm large enough to make this hole. That certainly these little guys didn't do that. There are 2 other facts that I know you will know without rolling. The first is that holes this large in the desert in such soft sand tend to not stay open, to not stay as viable tunnels for very long. So this happened fairly recently. And only the deeper, clay-based tunnels will stay exposed indefinitely. This will eventually collapse. And the second is that if these were indeed the spawn of a mother worm, she would likely not be far from young. They're not big enough to be on their own yet. So it's unusual that you can't hear, see, or even feel her movement in the surrounding sand.
We need a thumper.
We do need a thumper.
Hoppy can thump.
Knuckles of knocking. Thump, thump, thump.
Would that help?
John.
Because yes, I can do that.
Sorry, what's this sword called again, John?
It's called a Khopesh, Khopesh, but the journals, I don't think that they actually
No,
have Khopesh.
I just wanted to rename it. I have it as Great Sword. I just wanted
Perfect.
to rename it.
Well done.
Thanks.
Do we want to get the attention of the worm? I can totally Knuckles of knocking and out on the
No.
ground.
No, we don't. I was just being a dumbass.
I mean, if we want to get access, or if we want to kill the mom now that we killed all the kids because we're awful people. So.
Oh no, someone murdered your children. Allow me to ease your suffering.
I'm worried about using HP that we may need for the big bad. I don't know if we'll have a long rest. Trying to be practical here. I'm just a little girl and I don't have that much energies.
It's up to you guys.
All right. I'm not full health anyway, so probably best idea is to just keep it.
Gotta make sure to take care of your whole health.
Yep, it's very important. Balance that pH, babies.
The health of your whole.
I wish Zach was here.
I'm here, sort of.
When was the last time we slept?
Just
we
before
were
this.
in the process of sleeping when we were awoken by the stuff attacking the market square.
Okay.
So you should have gotten a full rest, but we've used some hit dice and some resources from that battle.
Okay. Right.
That's why you have less hit die.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
I used them for you.
Okay, got it. I just wanted to make sure that it hadn't been reset.
So, should we stay or should we go?
Well, I would
Does
say we.
Oh, go ahead.
I say we go, but that's me.
Does Sari have any
Huh.
suggestions? I'm fine.
But that is our motto.
Continuing. Still we go.
Hoppy is perfectly fine not killing the worm.
Isn't that what we're here to do, though?
No, the
No,
worm
we're-
is not necessarily the beast of chaos.
Oh.
We're here to fight the beast of chaos.
Although there was
Yeah.
a missive in town at the exchange board offering a big reward for the defeat of the large sandworm that had been destroying nearby villages.
Okay, then yeah, we want to kill this thing. Sorry.
Hoppy, sorry.
We're
Senses
we're also on a time crunch.
that we might want
Otherwise,
to
we're gonna miss.
focus on our task at hand. Her vote, if she gets a vote, would be to move forward towards our primary objective and only deal with the sandworm matriarch should it be in our way between where we are and where we need to be. No reason to go picking additional fights.
We can probably come back and hunt for it if we decide to. I'm good. I'll go
All right.
ahead.
Still we
Pick
go.
yourselves up and soldier
Still we
on.
go.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
You guys climb up over the desert dune, then past the stone arch into this stony desert scape. There is significantly less wind than there has been in the past, where you've crossed the open dune sea into this area that's, not cloistered, but more carefully closed off. There's so many mountainous areas that serve as wind blocks. It's a nice little respite, but it does get hot here. Almost, uncomfortably so. You walk for several hours. At this point, I would like my two spirit animals to give me directionality checks, make sure that we're still on the right path from the initial heading that we drew. The survival checks, I think, from Hoppy and Amon.
Your spirit animals.
Amon, you are, for the first time, you are not as certain as you are that you're still walking us in that straight line that we sort of agreed upon, but in light of better, more clear evidence, still we go.
Whoa.
Heading in that general directionality.
Cool,
You guys continue to walk along that path for a while. Amon and Renan being the front of the van, as I believe you guys often are. Can I get the
I'm
two of you
usually
to
in
make
the front.
perception checks? I can never remember. We should make a diagram for marching order.
What am I looking for?
If it's Hoppy and Renan, then Hoppy and Renan need to make perception checks. Whoever the two people out in front are. Or I guess anybody that wants to be out in front.
That's for Renan.
Okay.
Oni is not in front.
And I do not think I have.
The stony outcroppings here, as displayed in the picture, are becoming sparser as you have walked 4 hours through this valley. The natural declination of the desert itself is sort of taking you at like just a 1 degree downgrade. You feel like you're walking downhill for the last hour or so. On the horizon, though, something unusual has caught your eye in that circling in the air above, someplace maybe half a mile to maybe 3/4 of a mile ahead of you in the dune, there are just carrion birds circling. Hundreds of them, more than you've ever seen in any one spot in the desert. Something so enticing that it has bought feeders from well outside their normal range to potentially feast on whatever lays down below there. Your current heading will take you through the area that the buzzards are circling. If you wish to scout ahead, you can. If you wish to change directions, there's still now plenty of time to walk well around this area if you want to do that.
I can scout ahead with my excellent perception.
Does Sari have the bird friend, the familiar that was hanging out with her, Horace's
She
eye?
does,
Is that scouting for us as well?
if you wanted to. I don't want to play her because I feel like it would be hard for me to separate what I know from being the DM and a player. Like, it seems cheating, so I will do whatever you guys ask her to do, but if you don't ask her to do anything, I probably won't take the initiative.
We can use her as an extension of Amon's features.
So we're sending out the bird and Amon.
Yeah,
About
I'll
a
just
half
go
mile
to
ahead.
a vantage point. Yeah.
Is Mike out too?
He's
Sun's
currently put away. He's currently sheathed
tucked.
for the purpose of drag.
Nice. Let's have a
I meant wind
stealth check
drag.
and a perception check from Amon. You approach the area of the buzzard stealthily, moving about a half a mile now ahead of the party. It's dangerous to be this far away from help. You realize that if you get into trouble, it's gonna be just you and this bird, which is not terribly comforting. With the wind
It's
on your
a
back,
single bird.
you also notice. No. I'm saying sorry's familiar. That if you guys run afoul of danger,
Yes.
it will just be you and the bird.
I'm kind of sad Michelle's camera isn't on right now.
Mhm.
I would have loved to
see
see
her
that
eye
eye
rolling.
roll.
I
Anyway.
literally said out loud, "Shut the fuck up."
With the wind on your back, it's going to be hard to mask like any scent that might be traveling on the wind, which you acknowledge is potentially a difficulty, but you can't change the direction of the wind. All you can do is do your best to move around it and create blocks as you go. You're aware that you're not as stealthy as you have been in the past, certainly not as stealthy as Renan could be in your place, but you have keen eyes, perhaps the keenest in our party. About a half a mile away from the party, that small decline in the sand leads to a large rift valley that jaggedly cuts through the dunes here. Stone on either side makes it sort of look like a natural alley, like a natural gutter that runs through the desert. And partially in, partially out of that is an enormous sandworm just laying in the sun. Sections of its body have been torn open, and various creatures from all over the desert are feasting upon it.
Gross.
Cool. I'm going to go back about a quarter of a mile and kind of signal to everyone to meet me
What do you need?
That was perfect timing.
instead of.
Mathis, you gotta come talk to me.
I'm gonna signal to the rest of the party. Yeah, bud, what do you need?
Right now, so I can't hear you very well.
Come on over here, guys.
I'm gonna step forward so that I can be closer to Amon. And
Okay.
Renan's already right next to him. I would assume.
Yeah, so like I said, I don't want everyone to
he's
meet
going.
me exactly where I was at the vantage point. I want to come back a little bit and have everyone meet me a little bit further.
Sure.
And
Like
I'll brief
300 feet
everyone.
from the precipice.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no harm. You've decided there's not like a huge concern about stealth, but you get everybody up to a few hundred feet from the edge there, where you were able to peer over and see what you saw. What do you guys do next? Sari is holding the temple of her head, and she asks if you can feel that.
Feel the migraine that you have.
Yeah, she says that she can sense something terrible, and it feels very nearby. Something is out of order here.
Can I feel it?
It's hard for you to discern because you've recently become so connected to your sister that sometimes it's more like a want to feel what she's feeling than you definitely feel what she's feeling. But where the Eye of Horus connects physically to the skin of your temple and brow, You do get, if you think about it and focus, like a tingle whenever you're pointing the eye like towards the corpse of the sandworm. When you're facing your friends, you don't really feel anything. But if you face the other direction like you do, if you think about it and focus on what she's saying, feel a little bit of what she's experiencing.
Sure, I totally feel what you're feeling. It's not the mushrooms at all.
Right.
Um,
I do
let's
not feel it.
send Sari's bird to kind of scout around the perimeter of the area to see if the bird can see anything that I wouldn't be able to see.
I will, given her ability to communicate and describe things, I'll show you what the bird surveys.
Did Oni hear them talking about feeling something off?
Yes. I mean, Sari wouldn't have made an attempt to, like, whisper it.
She's going to ask if what they're feeling is the creature of chaos, if it feels like chaos.
Sari says almost certainly the lack of something is disordered in this area of her immediate vicinity, and only something powered by chaos, motivated by chaos, could cause that reaction.
Okay, I'm going to proactively put Pass Without a Trace on our group while we're coming up with our plan of action.
Okay.
Is this the giant sandworm that we were gonna kill and decided not to? Because
Let's
we
just
can
grab
totally
our
go
proof
steal
and
its
take
head.
it with us.
Yep, it is, as described, a giant maker. It is an adult, elder even.
What do we need as
Sandworm.
proof? Teeth? Cut off the head and carry it? I don't know.
The scent sack.
Yeah, scent sack. I like it.
The burrowing teeth, the large like J-hooked teeth at the front of its maw, are probably the best indicators, or one of its like dorsal plates. Those are the only two things that would grow like exponentially with its size, that you could prove that you've killed something this big. Some of the other features don't necessarily grow at the same rate that the rest of the worm does, but
Wonder if we
either
could
its dorsal
turn
plates
a
or one of those
dorsal
excavator
plate
claws.
into either a piece of armor or a shield. I'm gonna grab one dorsal plate.
Take two just in case we need to prove we
Okay.
killed a different one that we didn't kill.
I bet the teeth turn into pretty good Chris knives as well.
Okay.
So
I'll get the sandworm dorsal plates and teeth.
Here are my concerns for you guys as a party. First of all, let's not put those into inventory yet, because so far all we've done is scout with the bird. No one's gone down and harvested the creature.
I do have Pass Without a Trace for when it's time for that.
Second consideration, because we're talking about it in the abstract, the dorsal plate itself is far too large to fit into the bag of holding. It would be about 20 feet across and about 6 feet deep and weighs almost 400 pounds.
So I can't strap it on my back.
You probably could, and be at full load. I'm
grab
just
the
saying
other.
it's not one of those things we can tidily put into a bag of holding. You could also drag it behind you like a sled and load everything up on it. I'm saying there's ways to do it.
Perfect.
Just it's not one of those things that can just go into Michelle's
We
tiny
have
bag of holding.
camels.
Yeah, we do have camels. I like the sled idea. Okay.
Ways to do it. It just is like literally it can't fit through the opening.
Okay.
Yeah, this scene that the hawk and her agree upon. Something has feasted upon it in places, like having gnawed it down to bare white bone. The bone is like all of this scene is still new and fresh. Like there's areas where the sand is still wet from the viscera and blood. The bones are still yellow and sort of potentially covered in fats. They haven't been sun bleached or dried yet. This is a day old at the absolute latest. So something recently came by here, but has had a very healthy appetite, eating enormous chunks of this. You would estimate that 2 or 3 tons of meat and skin have been removed from this monster. That's a voracious appetite for something.
Well, Andy can get his fill here, I'm sure.
You also notice the 3 very obvious, or 4, very obvious holes in the sand that look like they are burrows, but they are too small to have been made by this sandworm. Starkly contrasted to the hole that you were just at, that this worm almost certainly did make. These holes are much smaller.
Are they
Um,
It's the demon
collapsed?
dung beetle.
Are the holes collapsed or are they?
No, they're open.
They're open.
They
Okay.
like the hawk can see into them, top down.
And is this anything up here?
I didn't see a ping.
The skulls.
Oh, just a feature of the map. For our purposes, no.
Okay.
Just an artistic flourish.
Got it. Okay. I think that we have a good assumption that the thing we're trying to kill is down there. And there's lots of birds around. So we can make more bird puns, but I think we should just head down and see if we can
Collect our
find
items and.
collect our items and get our things done.
I like this plan.
Can the scales be turned into armor, John, like we were discussing?
It is possible. Like, it's not a skill that someone here in the party possesses. But where there's a will, there's a way. It's certainly dense, heavy. Oh, how lovely!
I love it. So pretty. Oh my god, I love it so much.
We can't hear you. You're muted.
No, that's for the best. Seen and not heard.
He's just good. Good to look at.
Yeah, keep going. Sorry. Andy's so important.
With the group sort of indecisive, it would be nice if we could all flock down there together and stop being so flighty in front of these birds.
With our pass without a trace, so that whatever creatures are eating won't necessarily notice us, hopefully.
Is it easier? Would you like me to put you guys as character tokens on the map and you can sort of determine from there? Or is there a world where you guys want to sort of bypass this or wait a while and not necessarily deal with this right now? I don't want to feel like I'm forcing you into a thing.
I want to be forced into a thing.
I want to take the items so that we don't have to come back.
Yeah.
Give me a moment to copy paste. All right, I put you guys up there in the upper left-hand corner of the battle map. It's hard to sort of see, but this like gradiated line is the difference in elevation. So where you guys are is about 20 feet higher. The darker colored sand is 20 feet higher than the lighter colored sand. I'm not gonna make you take like fall damage from it, but just so that you appreciate there is a difference in elevation there.
And
you're looking down into this valley.
You'll need to stay within 30 feet of me to get the +10 to your stealth checks. So anyone who doesn't have a high stealth, just make sure you're within 30 feet of me.
Okay. I'm good staying where I'm at. Should we go down as a group and get our bits?
Yep. We can't send Renan down by herself to sneaky sneak because she can't move the 20-foot plates. She'll need some help.
She's just a baby. She's just a little baby.
Yep. So we'll move together as a group down. Does anyone want to stay up? Draco, do you want to stay up and just kind of keep
He's
watch?
not on Discord anymore.
Oh, he hopped off. Okay.
He might stay as Overwatch.
Stay up.
Mark can make
I can
decision.
keep an eye.
Okay.
I think maybe
out.
you and I go down and everybody else stay. Well, I mean, I'm thinking Draco won't be helpful getting the plates off and may do better as Overwatch.
Okay. Renan,
respond.
do you want to come down or do you want to stay where you are?
Muted.
Oh,
Now we can hear you.
can y'all hear me?
We can
Oh my
now.
God. Okay, good. I was like, I don't know what.
We could not
I
before.
couldn't hear you guys for a second. And, yeah.
I think you might need to refresh.
I'll stay. I'll stay and try to hide somewhere.
Okay.
Like sneak vantage point.
Okay, and we have to try to get plates and the teeth, so it might be best for Hoppy and I to try to come through here so that we have
I'm
access
good
to
with that.
both plates and teeth.
Okay. Renan's got a good stealth check, just hiding where she is. Nothing can see her from her particular
You want one
vantage
from
point.
Draco?
I'm sorry.
You want one from Draco?
No, only if he wants to hide. Renan likes to hide, just that way she can ambush something. I don't know if there's the same advantage for him. I do need one from Hoppy and one from Oni, though. And don't forget, you have, I think, a plus
Plus
10
10.
because of pass.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. We'll just add to your roll.
23. 22.
22.
Yeah, you guys even have a little bit of fun with it as you create that opalescent mirage effect in the sand. Like, you can't really even see each other. And even when you kick sand at each other playfully, it's not making a sound.
Nice.
You
However, it gets in our
carefully
mouth.
inchworm your way through the rib cage. Neither of you are bothered by stepping over viscera. Like, you step on a bit of small intestine and it makes like a flatulating sound, which you can't help but smile at each other and smirk a little bit about, because who doesn't laugh at fart noises?
I'm going to be like, Hoppy, gross.
Who beefed?
Uh-huh. Because that is 100% the conversation we would be having in real life. If that were us trying to do that.
But you do make your way to the head. There are several of those dorsal plates just behind the mandible section, and each of the like 8 J-shaped claw teeth that he uses to make burrows, each one's about the size of a person.
Well, we'll get to
Nothing
work
has seen
trying to
you
take those down.
come to the corpse. There are feasting vultures, even great vultures that might be like the subject of the mythos of the Great Rock. Some of these vultures that are landing are like 10, 12 feet wingspans. Not a threat to you, especially because they can't see you. But they're just landing, eating casually. It's not until you start to manipulate the corpse do you become visible. But do you tell me what you want to do?
So we want to take 2 of the
2 of the teeth,
pieces.
2 of the plates.
Well, if we take 2 of the plates and all of the teeth, we can just put the teeth on the plates. Like, stack the plates one on top of the other, put all of the teeth on top of that, and then drag it sled style.
Like a sled.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're both probably going to have to pull it, so we'll move a lot slower on our way back, but we can do it.
Draco can ride on it.
No, we are not going to ferry him like the slaves in the city did.
He's become accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
So
Get carried on a thing one time.
is that would it be a nature roll for us to remove the plates? I'm not sure what I would need to roll for that. I'm strong enough to probably just try to
Survival.
forcibly remove it.
But I think for the sake of being able to harvest it intact and in a way that's both usable and like visually pleasing if you wanted them as trophies, I'd like either a nature roll or a survival roll, whichever you would rather, probably whichever you're better in, but
Okay.
that way you're not just ripping it apart, because yes, you could,
Yeah.
but
I don't know what we'll do with it. We may send it back to the grotto and have it be a part of the pit there, but I'd like to be able to have it if we don't convert it to a shield or some other piece of equipment to.
Okay.
Nice.
In my mind, like 15 was the maximum threshold, so you guys have succeeded in every way. You were able
Perfect.
to remove without incident 2 of the larger dorsal plates near its mid spine if you want, and all 8 of its J-hooked excavation teeth.
Okay. I've got it in inventory even though it's not technically in a bag. And we'll stack everything on top of the largest plate, and then I'll secure using my rope some type of like pulley system so that Hoppy and I can both drag it behind us.
Whilst you're doing that, Amon and Renan and Draco, I'd like the 3 of you to make perception rolls.
I'm having major internet issues. I'm trying to reset the modem.
Okay.
I'm on comms. I'm just, if you could pilot me a little longer. I'm sorry,
You got
guys.
it.
I'm
No
trying.
worries.
Thanks. Also, the light in my room is flicking, and I'm like, universe, what are you telling me?
Ah! That it's time to get out of the house and go party.
And that's what I'm thinking. Maybe. This is another version of partying for me, okay? How do
Okay.
you like to party? I like to play D&D. Great. You're cool.
Me too.
Perception. Here we go. That's for Renan. You got a 22.
The most perceptive of this particular set of rolls. Everybody can see something moving towards us at a good clip. You've got what's happening sort of below the horizon line of the desert in the culvert here, where they're harvesting parts from this dead sandworm. Then you've got endless rocky desert, and just above the horizon line you can see a small black cloud, sort of amorphously moving towards you. At first, it looks like a thin wisp of like rain cloud, which is exceedingly rare, both in your experience and in the desert. But as you get closer, you realize it's not a weather cloud so much as it is a cloud of scarabs. Everything from small, palm-sized scarab beetles to the larger ones that you guys fought in the city proper are flying in a massive swarm towards this location. They're, probably a minute out still, but they definitely seem to be heading towards the corpse. Maybe that's what's been feeding on them, or what's been feeding on the sandworm. But that is what you see. Downstairs, I need Hoppy and Oni to make a combined best of, so one of you helps the other, or you guys decide who pilots it, but I want one roll for athletics to represent like how efficiently you've harvested and stacked these things, just physically moving them to demonstrate to me how much time it took.
My athletics is a +8. Are we both rolling and taking the best of, or?
I want only one roll. Like I
Okay.
said, Mark can help you, or you can help Mark, or
What's your
I
athletics,
have a-
Marco?
I have a +9.
+9. Okay, then I'll help you.
Okay. Does she need to roll that or?
no. It just gives you advantage on the roll.
Okay. That was, sorry. There. 23.
Nice. 23.
Nice. You
We're a good team.
stacked like cordwood very efficiently, very, very quick. You look up to one or two of your lookouts on the top, and they all seem to be mouth agape staring at something, but no one has said anything to you, so you continue to harvest your goods. Whilst harvesting, I need a perception check from Oni and from Hoppy, but I needed a disadvantage. You're busy doing your own thing. Oh! Hey, good to get that out of the way now, I guess.
Oni doesn't see anything. She is so focused on tying these knots and making sure, because she doesn't know how to tie knots, so she ties lots. She's making sure the stuff doesn't go anywhere.
Nice. Yeah, Meg, regrettably, you are oblivious to what's happening. You're very task oriented this morning,
Yeah.
and you're just staying on task. Hoppy, you can feel the ground beneath you cavitate. There's like a series of rhythmic pulses in the sand that just gently tickle the bottoms of your feet. At first, you thought it was just in time with like Oni slamming down these heavy plates that you were helping her land. Like every time one of them thunked, there was a little bit of like reverberation, and that's kind of what you attributed it to. But once she stopped, this sensation continued. There are these soft rhythmic pulses in the sand that just gently tickle the underside of your hooves. And the more you become keenly aware of them, the more you think you hear a series of hollow clicking sounds that seem to be echoing from the hole nearest you. There's a small hole in the sand, sort of where that sandworm makes its first like S hook in the crook just below its jaw there, to your northwest. Yep, exactly. You hear this sort of like echoing series of repeated clicks. Looking around, Oni is not at all concerned. She's just singing her work song about strapping plates and making cash. And the three people above you on the landing are not even looking at you anymore. They seem to be looking at something at the desert. For a minute, you
God.
sort of feel like alone in this.
Guys, somebody has a zip drive underneath us.
Nice.
I'll point it out to Oni and say we should probably get out of here.
Kitty. Okay.
Ain't got a kitty.
Oh my god. I'm going to interrupt the game for just an inappropriate conversation for 30 seconds. Megan, did you see the pet pics
Video?
notification? Yes.
Mhm.
I had like 3 very inappropriate comments to make. I decided ultimately to make none of them.
Mhm.
Did anybody take the bait?
Nope.
One of our guildmates put a picture of her with her cat basically between her legs, and she's like stroking it with her toes, and she's like, highly sensual video. I bet you I could make money posting this. And so I was like, we have this joke about our guild supporting one another's OnlyFlans, like a dessert-based adults-only channel. But I decided like I wanted to retitle the image "Watch Guildmate Play with Her Pussy." Thought better of it, decided not to, but I cannot believe that there's not one
No one
person who
went for it.
decided to. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do
Yeah,
have
but like,
shocking number
ooh.
of gay men in our group though who would not be interested in pussy. So I'm not
it's
really
still a funny
surprised.
joke. It's still a funny joke, and let's be real. Your flan is great. Your pussy, that's where the money's at, baby. Come on.
She'd probably get a pretty big
Also,
kick out of it too.
speaking of the money shot, just for those who are watching, this
Ooh,
is
Go lower
where
so
I'm
we can
sitting
see
right
the
now.
river.
nice.
There's a river on the other side of that fence.
That's amazing. Where is that?
It's my parents' house.
Oh, how beautiful.
You can see
Oh,
that.
I'm so
Where
jealous.
do
They
they
can't
live?
see it. You can't see the river, babe.
That's
Oh.
amazing. On the other side of that fence? Is that the water right behind it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Not gonna lie, I thought I was getting like long conjugated when Michelle was like, "Money shot." Hey, babe, lower. Show them lower.
Lower.
Oh no, 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 no.
It's not in frame.
Joke's on you. I don't play with pants on.
Sometimes.
That's beautiful.
Is that in California?
You never know. Yeah. Yeah. This is about an hour outside of Bakersfield, in the foothills of the Sierra Nevadas.
Maybe one of the areas that we were looking. We'll have to talk offline.
Anyway,
Hot as hell.
Hoppy, you hear this unmistakable like chittering sound. It sounds insectoid to you. You think you probably have some idea of what's about to happen to you. The rhythmic cavitations in the sand intensify to the point that you can now see disturbances in the sand as the ground begins to shake and roil. The movement makes the firm ground almost feel liquidy for a second, and that's when you can see and hear a large disturbance emerging from the hole nearest you. We're going to roll initiative in a second. Give me 1 second to get the turn order up. Hoppy, since you were incredibly perceptive, you're going to get advantage on the initiative roll.
I already do.
Well, lucky you.
Whoa.
Double advantage? Double
I have,
rainbow?
I have my sheet up, Mike. Just so
Okay,
you know.
perfect. I'm gonna close it.
Can we roll now or no? Or are we
Yes,
still
please.
waiting?
Go for
Okay.
Should I roll it again just in case I get a better number?
Yes.
I don't think that's how that works. That's Drake.
How Peter used to do it.
Peter would roll and we'd be like, what was that for?
That is.
Oh, it's just rolling.
That's amazing.
No,
Draco
that
got
didn't
a
count. That's not what I meant. Mm-hmm.
higher initiative than I did.
Well, you still get to
For-
roll one
for
more
once
time,
he's
though,
not-
right?
He did. He rolled twice.
For Hoppy?
No, that was
No,
the second one is.
for Draco.
Oh.
Yeah, his initiative bonus is different.
John, how do you want me to deal with that? I'm okay with 16, but if you want me to roll again.
If you want to act higher, roll again and see. If you're happy with your 16 and you like where that is, then I can't make you roll with advantage. You don't have to.
Well,
You're
I
not
already get it. I already get advantage, so that's 4 bonus.
Oh, I didn't see the advantage get rolled.
No, I get it on. It's built into the initiative roll.
Okay.
It rolls 2d20 and takes.
I
higher.
see.
That's why I was asking.
No, then you did right. We'll leave you at 16.
That's the lowest initiative I think I've ever had. That's all I have to say about that.
You do have remarkably good initiative. It's amazing.
I'm like, excuse me? Getting under a 15? Really? You bitch. Fine.
All right. Amon, you're the first person to react. You see this very large, like lapis-colored scarab beetle emerge. It's almost, 8 feet tall at the shoulder. It's got to be close to a ton. It's crawling right towards.
I'm gonna be.
Go ahead.
For a moment.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Right towards the party. At the same time, you're still aware of what you've seen coming across the desert towards you. You react first. What's your action?
I am going to move to a better vantage point. Which I should be able to do without any disadvantage or anything. And then I'm going to I'm gonna summon Mike, which I believe I can do. There's no limit to how many times I can do it in a day. It's just a spell slot, right?
Correct, yep. As long as you've got spell slots left, you're good to go.
Sweet. And I'm going to bring him out.
Free party. Technically not anything stopping us. It is Sunday.
I mean,
My favorite thing in the whole world, I'm like, is he gonna say it this session? How's he gonna work it in? It's gonna happen. There's other
sometimes
gyms and stones
sometimes
in the world, but
There
oh
are.
sometimes you don't
like,
have to work it in. Sometimes
I think
you don't have
that
to work
there's
it in.
a
just
like
goes
in my
in.
mind there's this intrinsic connection between that stone specifically in ancient Egypt. Like it was a prominent stone. They used other precious stones, but like the very first like Egyptology museum I ever went to when I was like 8 years old, I got to hold a giant chunk of it, and it was just like that was like they're just synonymous. In my mind there's this it cannot be separated.
It's
Are we
not
talking about ancient
shit-talking.
Egypt? Do you guys know about lapis lazuli?
because I do.
I
touched
need to
it
make
once.
that meme.
Mhm. Yep.
I need to make
That's
that meme.
That's where that's at for me.
Sorry, can I tell you about our Lord and Savior?
Lapis lazuli?
Okay, Mark. We're glad you're
Named
back.
for the words meaning sky and earth fused together. The gold for the earth, the blue for the sky. All right. Amon got to a better vantage point, summoned my cock, and it is Oni's turn.
Does she have any idea? Did she see the beetle? She may not have. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, and also I do want to call out and let everyone know what I'm seeing from where I see it. Just
Amon uses the interact action to
communication.
call out to everybody in the valley that there is a swarm of scarabs inbound, a giant flying massive insects coming towards you. Oni, you do see, as Hoppy can't help but sort of like point as it's emerging, giant Hulk beetle.
Our pass without a trace lasts up to an hour. Is it still in place?
Yes, the effect is still cast, yes.
So it may not see us. Is that correct?
It is moving with an intention that it definitely detects you.
I see.
We were pulling apart the worm,
worm.
so I'm assuming that it's.
All right. Well,
There are also creatures that will get, like, blind sense or tremor sense, the ability to just detect based on movement.
okay.
Where had you remained still, you might have been invisible still.
Then I'm going to move over here and take some steps at it.
Now, Logan. I'm literally leaving.
That seems good. Does 17 hit?
All three miss.
What?
Just kidding, all three miss.
I was like, we're gonna die.
AC 36 in there, right?
Yes, that is correct. Alright, and that is my turn.
Yep, you slice through it. You fought something similar to it before. That one made its, trying to rust your blade. So far, no effect like this, but you do cut through its chitinous skin pretty easily. It just seems like maybe it's gonna thump you hard. Draco's turn.
Oh, sorry, Draco. Are you on comms?
He is not.
Okay, no. Then I think he has. Something that allow the circlet of, not the circle of blasting, scorching ray. He can attack 3 times. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Oh,
That's the wrong thing. Oh, you know what? Sorry, he would pull out his fire dude.
Let me just whip it out real quick.
Hee fire guy.
look at my fire.
There it is. I can't drag it on, so
I shall assist thee. Did he have him out already for the first Wormling fight? Does anybody recall? I'm going to assume
Fire
not,
guy?
'cause when I copy pasted, I didn't grab a fire guy. No, it doesn't look
I
like
don't
did
think
have
he
him
was out.
I don't think he did.
All right. So Mark, unfortunately, summoning fire guy is an action, which means you cannot also.
yeah,
Scorching
but
ray?
he can do flame seed.
He can do flame seed. Yep.
Is that on fire guys?
Could be it.
Okay, I can't see fire guys.
Oh, let me give everybody access.
Sorry.
No. You should be able to see it now and interact with it. Nowish. If not, you may have to reload.
No,
I'm not
I
sure
got
if
it.
it'll. Okay.
Okay, and he can flame seed the dude.
Flame feed for 8 fire.
And does he get
I see.
the extra damage? No.
I think he just grants that benefit to Zach.
Okay, got it.
It is Hoppy's turn.
Hoppy?
Hoppy is going to go up to it and smack it with a stick. But not quite that close. Uh,
16 hits.
16 hits. Okay. That should be plus 13 because that's with Great Weapon Mastery.
Plus 10.
23,
23, right?
Plus rage.
Oh, I see.
I didn't add rage. Sorry, you didn't have it in the chat. And one more.
Even betterer.
13 plus. So 50.
Alright. Anything else from Poppy?
Just gotta do a little dance.
Down tonight.
All right. It is Miss Renan's turn.
Cool. I can see nothing right now. I'm dead in the water.
There is one large blue colored scarab that has emerged from the ground whose skin mimics a precious gemstone whose name eludes me. And it is currently half
be a
dead while
garnet.
fighting the two melee fighters in your party.
Okay, I'm not gonna move. And I'm gonna hopefully
That is a hit, and I see 26.
to hit it right in its shoulder.
Nice. Yeah, good joint in the plates there. It
Yeah.
staggers backwards towards its hole, and it's now at about a quarter of its HP. Looking way worse for wear. If no one else has anything, it is my turn.
I don't like.
Sorry.
Oh yeah,
Sorry
sorry.
goes at 0.
Oh,
Like, we decided
after.
she was going to be a help, harm, heal lady.
Eldritch Blast.
The critter
No.
What does the critter do?
is going to attempt to... it's going to fist
No.
Poppy. That's what it's called.
I'm
Are
I'm
you being
10 feet away.
serious?
It
It
will
doesn't
move.
matter with that side.
Okay.
Actually, it's dumb. It might just attack Oni, which I think it's going to cause it to be made at disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what it would do. Sorry, Oni. It's going to attempt to fist you twice.
Attempt is the key
At
word.
disadvantage.
Ew, that's a terrible roll. The second
Well,
one doesn't.
It's actually
hit me.
2 excellent rolls, but
The second one doesn't hit me. The first one does. At least it's not a crit.
that's true. I see only 11 points of bludgeoning then, and the second one is a miss.
I'll take it.
This.
While that's happening, Hoppy, you can feel the ground shake. This time, you make enough of a ruckus to draw everybody's attention to it. Oni, you can see and hear it too, as 2 more erupt out of the ground. And this one will attempt to cross over. It'll have to make an athletics check to jump over the thing. Oh, it doesn't have disadvantage though. Ha! It ends its turn on the top of the thing, not able to muscle over it. It is not a remarkable athlete.
Nice. We can't all be.
This one will attempt the same maneuver.
At least we're keeping them all
That makes
concentrated on the tanks. This
Uh,
is okay.
Double fisting with disadvantage toggled.
That one
No.
shouldn't have
Yeah, you're right. Yep. 21 and a 12. Those are pretty extreme rolls.
I am going to Wall of Steel. So I take 9.
9. Yep.
I can soak 2d6.
Let's do it. Can you soak 9?
No. So,
I take 7.
Boy, that soak sucked. All right. On 0, you've got Sari. You want her to Eldritch Blast the lowest health one?
Yeah.
Let me find her character sheet.
alternatively, if we leave
Finger
her
blast.
alive, I can get an extra attack if I kill it. So that would be my only other suggestion would be to have her attack someone else.
Both hits for 19 points,
Kablam.
which
Fister
unfortunately
got
is
blast.
still not enough to kill it.
Damn it.
Leaves it critically wounded.
Is it lead?
It's at 10. It's lead is 10%, not golden lead.
Okay.
I think that's all I can do. It is a monster at the start of round number 2.
That's on the wounded one from Mike.
Nice. That kills it.
Nice.
Huzzah.
Well done.
That one did.
Nothing finishes like Mike.
Bring out the closer.
Always leaves us satisfied.
You have attacks this round as Amon, I believe, if you want them, because I think
I
controlling
do
the summon is
indeed.
only a bonus.
Yeah. And I'll attack the one closest to me, who's up perched on the carapace. And one more.
Both hits, I see 20 damage you.
Nice. That's it for me.
Perfection. Oni, your turn.
Okay. Let's give this a go. I'm gonna attack green, right in front of me. That's good. That'll work. Also good. 33 damage.
Nice. Is that all?
Boy, 33 damage didn't do a whole lot to that bar.
Draco's turn.
All right. I'll do Flame Seed, which is a bonus action, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then Scorching Ray on purple. Sorry.
All good.
Did any hit?
Oh, the 15 hit. Everything else is a miss.
But you get to roll the extra d6 for damage because you're fire guy out.
That's correct.
Is it 2d6? Just d6?
I don't remember.
I think it's a D8 actually.
Ooh. Watch
I'll
out.
look it up because it's on. Yeah, d8. So, d8.
14 from some Scorching Ray. If he doesn't want to move, it's Hoppy's turn.
Hoppy's moving, stepping forward to here, so I threaten both of these, and I'm gonna take one swipe at each.
Okay.
Without Great Weapon Mastery, because I want to make sure I hit. No. Yeah, without Weapon Mastery, so I can get a good hit on both. On green and on purple.
Both are hits. I see 12 and 10.
Yep. Now, if they attack anybody else, it's at disadvantage.
Miss Renan's turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit. Yeah, I'm gonna hit green. My voice is so gone. Okay,
To hit 25. Is that on green or purple?
green. I'm trying to kill the one closest to Oni.
Renan, also from your perspective, you see that that cloud has gotten much, much closer. They seem to be accelerated, maybe spurred on by the sounds or sights of battle. You guess that they'll arrive at the end of next turn.
Okay, I'm gonna somehow communicate to Oni, like, look at the cloud! We're fucked! Help!
Somehow.
Ooh.
The Emperor returned.
Caw-caw! Caw-caw! You're welcome.
Oh.
Sorry that just happened.
No, that was perfect. I am going to make multiple fisting attacks this turn.
Called it something else. This was a little baby boy did this.
Yes,
We're-
a scarab
we're gonna-
punch you then?
We're gonna call it fisting.
There it is. Moving to Oni, I'll make 2 attacks with disadvantage. I see a 20 and a 19.
Both of those would hit for 22.
I see 22 points of bludgeoning damage
Yeah,
without modification.
I have no more walls of steel.
Okay.
I saved you from 7 that time.
Yep, 15 damage.
Okay.
This one steps off of its corpse, really, really unimpressed with itself that it couldn't vault over, and will make 2 normal attacks, scarab punches against Huppy.
I was not reckless, so
26 and 16.
26 hits.
Yep.
For 12, 12 damage.
Oh, 11, right? Rounding down.
Roger.
And initiative 0, we've got Sari's turn. Help, harm, or heal.
Oni
No,
can
I think
probably
he'll-
use some healing.
Heal Oni.
I have second wind, and I'd like to get these things killed, so let's
Okay.
Okay.
let's do damage one more round, and if something
Okay.
goes sideways, she can heal me next time.
Double Eldritch Blast against green. 1 hit for 7. It is Amon's turn.
I will have Mike attack first. And he should have pack tactics since they're in melee with an ally. So I get advantage.
What level? It's 10 damage.
8.
You also get to add as a bonus to it so you're doing 8 piercing damage plus the spell's level. I think,
Oh, level 2, yeah.
yeah, so 10. Which is, that's nice.
So that's a couple extra points. I'll take it.
Might be the difference between a Golden Lee and a death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then since I did Mike, I will use my moon.
First
And-
attack hits for 9.
I'm gonna fall off this cliff.
Oh no!
Oh.
Yeah, that is potentially damaging.
Yes. Potentially.
You lose your footing while attacking and fall to the ground,
no.
bumping your head. You fall prone and must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failure, you take 1d6 damage and are knocked unconscious for 1 minute. Okay?
Nice.
You just take a 6-sided die of bludgeoning damage, but do not fall unconscious. You take 6 points, smack your head, nearly fall off the cliff, but do manage to survive and save yourself from falling to a certain death.
Hooray. Do I have to use my movement to get up next turn? Am I?
Half your move speed to stand up. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Oni.
All right, I'm going for green. I have not used second wind. Do I do that as a bonus action so I can't do that if I attack 3 times?
Both of those statements are correct. It is a bonus action, so you won't be able to make your offhand attack. You'll just be making gold instead of gold silver.
So I'm gonna attack green. Probably only one of those hits.
Only the 21. Yep.
And I'm going to second wind. I don't have a thing for that, so it's just 1d10 plus 9.
Well, it's fighter level, unless you're multi-classed. Yeah.
Nice. 19.
That's literally as good as it can get.
I'll take it.
You found the ceiling.
Excellent. Alright. And that ends my turn.
Draco's turn.
All right. Draco's gonna Scorching Ray green. No. Yeah, Scorching Ray green.
Two hits for 15.
Yeah, and plus 2d8. And then Flame Seed.
Oh, Flame Seed could do it. Not like that though.
No.
So close. It is Hoppy's turn.
Hoppy can finish this off.
Yep. Sure can.
Hitting all the buttons and gonna do my thing. 21 on green.
It is deceased.
Okay. 27 damage on purple. Got one more attack because of Great Weapon Mastery. 28.
Nice. Good turn. Killed 1.5 of the scarabs. Well, yeah. Not by yourself, but
yeah,
fell them. Great turn from Hoppy. It is Renan's turn, and then it is my turn, and then sorry.
I'm gonna do the thing. I'm about to kill this light.
Yeah.
I do the thing.
26 points of damage is just shy of enough to kill it.
You bitch.
But you leave it for the next person to sneeze upon. It does get to make an attack against, or rather 2 attacks against Hoppy.
I can
Do
use
those
shield
both
to. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
I could use shield to miss 1, and I probably should because.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. Well, it's half that, so it's only 22.
Okay.
But that puts me down to 47.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take it.
You can take it all? Alright.
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast. As long as it hits. Yep. He's dead.
Yay.
The scarab, blue in color, have been destroyed. You wait patiently, or maybe less patiently than you'd like. Overhead now is a massive swarm of insects that begin to descend upon you. The buzzing is whirring all around you, and they just start tearing flesh off of this monstrous worm, and even from the body of the newly deceased scarab beetles, the blue lapis drink. beetles are being torn apart one at a time. their massive limbs being rent asunder and carried away by the largest scarabs. Oni, you're surprised for a moment that nothing has attacked you. Oh, actually,
Stuff
Nah, I
attacked
didn't-
me.
well, this is my mistake. I did a bad thing, but it's okay. The creatures seem to ignore you. They're landing all around you, and they're tearing flesh off of everything that they can see and find. But for some reason, nothing has come close enough that you felt the need to swipe at it. And things are flying like right over your head and landing right next to you to pick apart these blue scarabs, tearing them apart and eating worm bits. And they're all just like basically eating as much as they can eat, carrying as much as they can carry, and then flying back the way they came. If you take no action, internally or externally as a team, in about a minute's time, 10 rounds or so, they have picked most of this skeleton clean and dismembered and disemboweled 2 of the blue scarab corpses, and have basically are now, as a giant swarm, leaving this area, flying back whence they came, going west into the desert.
They're not bothering me or mine. I'm just gonna let them do their thing. They didn't touch
You
our
still...
carapace.
No, you still
Blades
have
or
the
anything.
the
Yeah,
spell
okay.
cast, so you have +10 to your stealth check. What I was saying is I should have had you roll to lose that. You should have had to make constitution checks every time you got hit to lose concentration on the spell, but
I see.
since I failed to make you roll for those, you are functionally invisible.
Excellent. Let's take our sled and GTFO. I don't want to be down here anymore.
Hey, John. Sorry, I wanted to ask. I don't remember what the Warglaive with the Pax Protector does. Can you add it to magic items, or send me that information again?
I can.
You don't need to do it right now, but I was just like, oh, I need to know. I can't remember what the special things were, so.
I will, when we take, actually, since we're out of combat, is now a good time to take a quick couple-minute break.
Can Oni and Hoppy get out of the pit area and
Yeah.
get back to our group?
I think between the two of you, I don't like to entertain a world where there's a chance you can't get that stuff back up the embankment. So I think taking your time and just being careful with it and muscling it the best you guys can should be no problem getting it back up to camels. Whether you want to load it on camel backs, have the camels pull the sled like dogs might, you guys can determine that.
I think sled's the best because they're big, right? Like 20. You said
Yeah.
the metrics was 20 feet. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Giant sail.
I like it.
Okay.
Hoppy, come on, we're up here now. Sorry.
Back to the stony desert scene. You guys have 2 dorsal plates and all 8 excavating teeth from this elder sandworm in tow. You survived a ambush beetle attack, and you watched the scarab swarm devour the remains of all of those creatures and take them further west into the desert. Before we take a break, is your intention to follow that swarm? Is it to rest here for the night? Is it, what do you guys want to do?
Do Amon and Sari still feel the chaos? Like, are we moving
Yes.
toward that? Because we thought that the area that we were in was the chaos area, but we need to continue following.
So the beetles there are children of Kepra, the beast of chaos that you're chasing. That was the name given to you by Seshut. They were drawn to this place because that was like the largest concentration of chaotic energy nearby. Now that they're dead, there's a new beacon farther to the west in the desert, and they are similarly drawn to wanting to destroy that, but farther west, roughly in the direction the swarm is flying.
Then I would think we want to continue following their direction.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Sweet. So let's take a quick 5-minute break,
5?
and I'll be back in a few. Thanks, guys.
Excellent.
Sweet.
Move over traditional glaive design.
No.
You're right. That would be
No.
utterly
No.
ridiculous.
No. It got worse, bro.
Sorry, Michael, I don't mean to milk the puns today. It's just
No, stop. Oh my god.
Maybe we should steer this in a different direction.
Ah!
Yay!
you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
All right, are we ready?
I don't know where Amon is.
He's at his mom's house.
Oh, thanks.
A mom. All right, people just got back into the house, so it's getting loud in here again.
Nice. Is that like a string of garlic over your shoulder? Are your parents
Most
vampire
likely.
hunters?
Why can I not
My
see
sister.
you?
Oh yeah, that's a lot of garlic. That's like a solid yard of garlic.
Nice.
She buys everything in bulk.
How do you use that much garlic?
I'm sure it takes a good amount of time. Well,
Actually, probably not.
there's a time joke there, but
Don't want to get yelled at.
That was so stupid. I can't.
I can't
least-
bay leaf. You would do that. To us.
No!
Bailey.
No.
All right, I think we're back. Some of you are in worse shape than others. The plan is to follow the swarm and the sort of chaos sense of the two Horus-touched champions in our party. Is there a world where we want to take a short rest here, take a long rest here, take no rest here?
Our timeline with
I would love
The
a
sar-
short rest for some Wall of Steel. Does short rest give me that back?
No,
Yeah,
all
long
steel is
rest.
long
Ooh.
rest.
All right, then I don't.
But it does give you back to your
You get
Second win.
action surge and second wind back.
Okay.
Action surge.
Han Solo just said to rest, so
I'm
I
down.
was watching Force Awakens.
I'm down below 50% hit points, which is still 47, but I could use a break.
Rest
or I
it
could
is.
use
Day-
a-
But hold
Rest.
on, what is our day? How many days do we have to do the sorry thing? Aren't we at 3 days?
This has already sort of stepped on the beginnings of the Wandering Oasis timeline. In the unfucked with timeline, you guys would be almost exactly where you are right now, except you'd be looking for a mystical desert lost in the wastes instead of looking for a beast of chaos. Thankfully, both of these took you in the same general direction.
Okay.
The Wandering Oasis, once it appears here, will stay here for 18 days, and then it disappears to a new location. So theoretically, you are on a clock of, just over 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Okay, then yeah, let's do a long rest.
long rest.
Sorry.
Okay.
She thought it might have been easier to see it appear if we could have been in the desert for the moment a giant oasis appeared on the horizon. It would have been easier to spot, but as long as you guys find it, it won't disappear again for 18 days.
Long rest it is. That would be amazing.
Yeah,
Right.
let's long rest and let's do watch. I'll take first watch.
Say second watch.
Are you going to make camp in the desert, or are you going to play with your toy?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is very big and will be very visible if we use it.
It'll
How I
also give
describe
us some height, so we can maybe see, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Let's try it out. See what it does. Let's make it big.
I'd like
Yeah.
to erect the building, please.
Sure, yep. Just on the underside of the obelisk's tip, there's a small button.
Do I touch it with my fingers or my tongue?
Yes.
Yes. He just says yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. Ignore that.
All right.
I believe you've already seen it, but for those who need reminders, those are its stats. You summon the giant obelisk with a flash of golden lightning and thunder. The giant, black stone fortress appears in the desert, sinking only a few inches into the sand. It leaves before you the stone rampway up to the locked door inside the same fortress you've been in one time previously. It does have a second story and an outlook post from the top of the obelisk. This time you do not destroy any existing structures, so insurance should become more affordable eventually. And you are free to take your long rest if you wish.
All right.
Yes.
Done.
All right. I am long rested.
Okay. Anybody have chores, questions, concerns?
Do we still need to
yes.
warm the egg?
Okay, I was just gonna say, can Draco
yeah.
please put his fire hands on my baby?
Yeah, fire hands.
Where's my boyfriend?
What was that?
Where's my boyfriend?
It's The Force Awakens.
I don't remember that part.
He's asking about Chewie. Yeah. I was gonna be outside, but there's no power out there, so my laptop is running low. So now I'm back inside.
Or when you go on vacation to recharge your batteries.
Mm-hmm,
The flyer said.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to do that without taking all of your kids. Michelle gets the recharge weekend this time.
A lot of Pride events to go to. I had one every night. Okay.
Very cool. All right, everybody is well rested. We do have to do the egg thing. This is the first time you've instructed him to touch it. Since he's not here to advocate for himself.
He doesn't touch it.
No, we were just gonna do the summon flame, or whatever, which I thought that was touch, isn't it?
No, he can produce a flame anywhere within 30 feet. I want to say.
Oh, okay.
It was a very specific wording this time, and so I wanted to make sure that this is a unique, or in my mind, hit as a unique request.
Let him touch it.
Can you touch it? Can you touch it? Let him touch it. Let's see.
But the other thing is, Hoppy. This is Hoppy's baby, and so he probably would have been. He's wearing it as a backpack. He probably would have touched it at some point.
My concern was only specifically with Draco touching it.
Okay.
I don't want to I'm not trying to tip my hand or anything. I just
okay.
Let him touch it. Let him touch
yes,
it.
You are.
That means something interesting is gonna happen.
You would like him to
and
touch
Draco
the
would
butt?
want to touch it.
Okay, Draco will touch the butt.
Draco, if you don't want to touch the dragon, just say so now.
Yeah, Draco wants to touch the butt.
Heard nothing, hearing nothing. He touches the butt.
That's the same as consent, as far as I understand it. So
consent is so sexy. Thanks, Draco.
Applying the same methodology as he has before, he conjures the flame, but just out of a bizarre curiosity this time, he places his warm, glowing hands on the soft leather surface of this egg and begins to sort of channel like a burning hands style effect into the egg, which makes it glow. For the first time, it's as if the shell is like a very thin membrane instead of this thick leathery sac that it was before. And you can clearly see the spindly serpent-like structure that now has jagged rows of spines along its back begin to sort of swim in the yolk of that its placenta, its egg sac yolk, seemingly enjoying itself quite a bit. Hoppy, you're the first person to notice, probably because it sits on you and you're so close to it. You are its nursing mother, for lack of an actual dragon to warm it. The egg sac suddenly feels much heavier to you than it has before. And you turn to look, but as you turn, you find your chin and jaw are pressed into the egg, which were normally there was several feet of clearance between your shoulder harness and this egg sac. And Draco is just pouring fire magic into the egg, but normally it's like a 10-second job. He casts one thing, pats it twice, and goes back to his day. He is just kind of staring blindly off into the distance, and the fire energy is still just pouring out of his body, and you can see the cracks in his dry skin where normally it just looks kind of black and smoky. You can now see like molten lines of fire beneath the surface of his skin that seem to be flaring even hotter, like his core is warming.
I'm gonna push him and try and get his attention.
He doesn't easily stir. The second time you shove him, he kind of looks at you like, what? But his hands are still attached to the egg.
I'm gonna pull the egg away.
He doesn't fight you, but for like a moment he like kind of tries to follow it until like you basically stand up, putting it hopelessly out of his reach. Not mesmerized, but he's like just dazed for a moment, and like just small wisps of orange energy are still leaving the palm of his hand, flitting through the air and being absorbed by the egg, which now that you stand up, Mark, is twice the size that it was before Draco touched it. It now sits on your shoulder like a second head. Instead of being a palm-sized ovum, it is now a basketball.
Need to make another saddle for him?
Or at the very least, you'll need to make modifications to this one to make sure that it doesn't so easily roll off. The egg itself, for the moment, is shimmering prismatically. Like a rainbow, it's scintillating every one of the visible colors of the spectrum, sort of like one at a time, showing shades of red and orange and yellow and green and blue and indigo and violet, and then backwards in reverse visible spectrum order, until eventually the shell seems to cool, and once it's cool, it hardens, no longer being this leathery egg sac. It has almost a metallic feel to it. If, Hoppy, you touch it with your fingernail or the tip of your finger, it tink, 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 like metal.
Is this I'm wondering if this is just because of the magic fire. Could I put it next to the campfire, assuming we have one, just to see what happens?
If you'd like.
Yes, I would like.
Gently placing the now relatively heavy metallic egg on the hearth, you leave it next to the fire for 10, 15, 20 minutes. It gets warm to the touch, but none of the other events that you saw when Draco was touching it happen. No shell transparency, no color scintillation, no change in size or shape.
For right now, I think Draco probably wants to investigate this further. I'm of the opinion that we shouldn't mess with it while we're not in a safe place. So I'm going to keep it away from him, but maybe it's something we come back to. Is it something that would he know about this? Is it something that he could do Arcana or nature check for?
You could attempt Arcana at disadvantage. This would be like his knowledge of this is extremely limited as a druid. His limited understanding of dragons is that they were in their heyday of two different types. There was chromatic dragons that were of different colors. Their foundation was based in elemental magic, and then there were metallic dragons who were composed of metal, and they drew their power from otherworldly different planes of existence. He finds it interesting that this has displayed features of both. That it is both, now that its eggshell has become metallic, he thinks that that's a point in favor of this perhaps being some kind of metallic dragon, but the fact that previously it's absorbed energy and displayed multiple colors is also confounding his understanding of this. He's unsure. The end result is that he doesn't know what you have, other than it seems to be hungry for magical energy, specifically fiery energy, and he thinks that it just took what it needed to reach its next stage of evolution. Like it needed a growth spurt, and so it, compelled or at least encouraged Draco to give it that little bit of bump that it needed, that spell slot of growth.
So maybe we try and feed it more energy later.
Yeah, he thinks it might be a good idea, and that this might be only one of several stages of maturation. He's also concerned about what that means about its potential size and hunger eventually.
I'm not, because it's going to be my pet.
Let's not get so confident in that.
It loves me. I'm its mama.
I accidentally gave birth to the World Breaker. It's very hungry. Long rest over. Are we desummoning the obelisk?
Think
Yes.
so.
Activating the command word and talking about time you spent with its mother, it shrinks drastically in size, becoming the.
Question: can we store things in it?
We talked about this before. Yes, although probably nothing living.
So we could store the sled of 2 scales
Anything
and
anything
teeth.
you can fit through the door, absolutely. Yep. If it'll fit through the doorway, then everything in there collapses in the small extra dimensional space that the obelisk occupies.
If we can fit those, then I would like to, because that will make sure that we're not encumbered by carrying all of that extra weight if we need to make a speedy getaway.
Okay.
I agree.
If you spend an hour this morning, just pivot, you can get all of the pieces into the atrium, into the main chamber, no problem.
Okay, great.
Did we see anything from the top overnight? We could see where
On the watches.
during the watches.
I'm not debating. I'm trying to decide how to describe what you could see from this distance. Give me 1 second to confer with my notes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You are close enough. So my problem is the features that I would describe are. I won't tell you. Anybody from the top of the obelisk can see basically the curvature of our not flat Earth. There is a feature at the limit of your vision that suggests there's a deep valley ahead of you to the west. But the sight that everyone would be very able to see very clearly to see is that there's this spiraling helix of swarming scarabs that rises hundreds of feet into the air, making it like a triangular cyclonic cloud. And it's just thousands of these small scarabs just spinning together in concentric circles, creating like a dervish or a tornado looking effect on the horizon line. Surely that must point to something of significance.
I think we should go over there and poke it with a stick.
I'm ready. Draco loves swarms of small things.
He does. I thought about him a lot when I made this encounter.
Or rather, swarms of small things love Draco. It's probably a more accurate way to put that.
It can be both. you guys follow the swarm of gross through the early morning hours. It's now about 8 o'clock in the morning. Sunrise is coming past about 2 hours ago, and the desert terrain has slowly been shifting. A less sand, more stone. There's even evidence of maybe some kind of long ago terrain formation, either some kind of like peat bog, like tarry substance, perhaps even volcanic rock. At some point, the valley that lies before you was awash in, in volcanic activity for sure. There was something significant here. Looking down into this large bowl valley from the top of where you are now, you do see that it is a massive, like, elephant graveyard. Not specifically referring to elephants, but just the bones of large creatures litter the entire floor of this area, partially having been preserved in whatever tar or magma-like, sulfurous earth filled in this bowl centuries ago. And you can smell the scent of decay permeates everything here. And above you is the constant humming and churning of the bugs. Amon, Hoppy, and Renan, you guys off the bat can see that at the edge, so you're looking at this giant, bowl-shaped crater that's huge. If you're coming at it from the eastern side, or if you're coming at it from the west side, the eastern side, all the way across the chasm from you, thousands of feet, you can see a pinpoint of highly, highly reflective light. Something there is shiny and highly polished and is catching the light of the sun. But otherwise, looking down into the bowl, you can see a bunch of large scarab beetles, like meandering around the corpses, drilling with their mandibles through the bone, looking for any ancient marrow that might be left over. And every so often, you can see a flight of scarab beetles arrive with people screaming for help dangling from their clutches, and they're dropped into these like Icarus pools of thick mucus, where they're sort of like bound and they're being one at a time sort of ushered into this giant hole at the center of the bowl crater. It's wide enough for the scarab beetles to come and go, but so dark you can't see into it from where you are.
And how far away are we?
You guys are sort of on the edge of the bowl crater. That puts you about 100 feet from the giant hole that these people are being funneled into, and about 200 feet from the shiny thing on the other side of the crater that is reflecting the sun's light.
I want to see if we can investigate what the shiny thing is. It's another one of those fallen entities from space, maybe, or something, like we ran into in the bog.
Do you want to
Is there a
move
clear?
over
Is there a
towards
clear path? Yeah.
Like, you can walk around the sand around the exterior. There's no real interference there. It's just, it will be difficult for you to move without being seen, just because from the perspective of inside the bowl, it's like bowl crater and then just blue horizon sky. So anything against that blue horizon is going to be pretty. So you either have to stay pretty far away from the edge or
Right.
get very
But
creative with your movements.
But the silver or shiny thing is on the opposite end of the crater.
It is, right?
Okay. So I want to move around the edge, saying 50 feet or so outside the edge of the crater, just to get around it, to try and inspect this thing. Does that sound all right to you guys?
Mm-hmm. Do you want pass without a
So
trace for the group?
I don't think we need it yet, but I mean, maybe it's up to you. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, may as well, just in case there's critters.
Okay. Yeah, then let's do that and let's all go together.
I'm good with that.
Can I get everybody's stealth check, and we'll just look for the lowest one?
22. 17.
17. I should
17's
not.
the number to
27.
beat.
No, I had 17 too. And
No advantage.
Draco is. Sorry.
I bet he is.
21.
Nice.
Renan, I don't think can hear us, but it's also okay because she does not fail at stealth checks ever, so
Mm-mm.
I am less concerned about that. The number is 17. Is the lowest. Okay, keeping that in mind, you guys walk yourselves around the outer edge of the crater, staying far away from the visible perimeter. You eventually arrive. Staked, pounded into the sand, is a large metallic rod fastened into a cradle of which is a highly polished copper mirror. Or excuse me, bronze mirror. It looks like this. It has 2 swivel points, so it's sort of like on a gyroscope. It is so polished and so specifically curved, its only obvious intention was to collect and focus the reflective light of the sun. Why it's here and what it's doing, you have no idea.
Where's the light?
Is it
focusing
handheld
to?
sized or is it?
It is, the disc itself is about 8 feet in diameter, and the
Okay.
rod is as tall as a person. So like, yeah, handheld in the sense that you could move it easily, but not like in the I'm going to put this in my pocket sense.
And does the light seem to be, we saw it reflecting from far away. Does it seem to be directed at like a hole in the ground or?
No, it's just errantly shooting off into space.
Well, obviously we're going to take this with us because it's acting as a signal for something.
As you
I'll
got
stick it in my
here,
pocket.
can I have one of you make an investigation check? Just one person, whoever thinks that they're the best at it, or
I am not.
whoever you guys elect as the person who puts crime scenes together.
My investigation is 1. I nominate Amon.
I have a 1. I have a
Oh,
1 on investigation.
who
Yeah.
else has investigation?
Hoppy or Draco? Or Renan? maybe?
Draco has 2. Does Renan have higher?
I think Renan might have our highest investigation.
Let me open her sheet. Investigation.
Sorry, I'm listening. I walked away for a second. My investigation is a 2. We've gone over this. None of us have a high investigation.
That's
But
twice
you know
as
what?
good as
Nice.
everybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck
Yeah.
it. We got a 10. We see nothing.
Taking a moment to sort of examine the scene, Renan, you have to assume this was not left here by mistake or dropped by somebody. I mean, it was hammered into the sand deep enough to be stable. This was deliberately placed here. Looking around the surrounding area, you see that there is a very, very almost mystic kind of trail of footprints in the sand that came in from the same direction you guys came in. Your trouncing over them has sort of ruined your ability to backtrack where they came from. But if you look around this area, you would guess somewhere between 2 and 4 people, hard to tell numbers for sure, were here on this ridge planting this thing. Desert winds tend to obliterate footprints within 48 hours. So you think very recently someone was here intentionally putting this mirror in place, and then, God knows what happened to them, but it happened not too long ago. Examining the back of the mirror also reveals the sigil of the Magi.
And there's no other like there's no management here. It's just the workers, right?
Yeah, actually, I can
Right.
show you guys probably a ting. What it looks like. You guys are here, just above this large skull in the upper left-hand corner. That's where the mirror has been staked in the sand. Sorry, it doesn't quite look like sand, but beggars can't be choosers with free art.
Is this one of the guys that we already fought?
You have fought one of those. Actually, I think technically everything you can see in this bowl is something you've encountered before.
Is this the things that we just fought yesterday?
Yes, the big blue colored
The
one
big bullet?
with a highly polished, almost gemstone-like skin is just like the 3 you guys fought in the remains of the sandworm, and the other ones are the ones that were flittering around like swarms, carrying off children in the city that you fought the night before that. They're just kind of aimlessly buzzing about, drilling into the bone marrow of these long dead skeletal remains, looking for just any ounce of sustenance. The large blue
John-
one seems to be waiting for them to be deposited in these pools, and then he ushers them into this black hole at the center.
Would I have any indication of what the mirror might be used for, from like a cultural point, like as a marker by these people, or if this is reappropriated for some other use other than its original use?
Well, that's actually a really good question. How's your history? Is that a good one?
I think I have real good history.
I guess
Yeah.
either way, give me a history check. Nice. So your first instinct about it being like appropriated is correct. This is essentially a tomb flashlight. When you're building giant underground complexes, there's no way to see in the dark. Sometimes candlelight isn't enough. Long ago, ancient pharaohs discovered that you could basically parabolically reflect sunlight, bouncing them off of multiple reflective surfaces to sort of bring light to underground dark places. This is a very ancient design. This tool looks like it was designed for that purpose. However, it has been modified in that its parabola has been exceedingly exaggerated. So now it's very concaved, where before mostly it was mostly smooth with a small elliptical curve to it. And the addition of the Medjai symbol on it is brand new. You've never seen something like this, but everything that you're seeing tells you that this was intended to gather much more light and focus it into a very, very small spot, which any kid with a magnifying glass and ants has done once or twice before. You think this was intentionally maybe designed as a weapon against these creatures. The Medjai wouldn't have been interested in something that was just used to create light, since they're nighttime raiders, capable warriors. They wouldn't want a giant flashlight, so you have to assume that they've only put their tag on it because they've managed to weaponize this in some way, which jives with what Seshut told you at the beginning when you guys first took this quest, is that these creatures are vulnerable to fire. By Draco's scorching rays, when they did hit, were far more successful.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk to the party. Do you guys want to try and clear this, or do we need to move on?
It,
I guess I want to ask
is
Sorry what she thinks too.
Yeah, is this where you guys are getting the collection of chaotic energy? Like where you're sensing it from?
Sari asks to borrow the other eye. She needs both eyes of Horus.
Does it come off?
She can't take it off of you, but you can easily remove it from yourself.
Okay.
If
Don't break
you're
it.
willing to give it to her, as we've seen before, when she joins it together, it creates that Anubis hawk-like cowling over her head, and creates a beak-like dome, and the 2 gems that make each eye socket glow bright blue. And for a moment, you can feel her sort of like disconnect from this plane. Like her body is still here, but like it's a car without a driver. Amon, you're especially sensitive to it because you guys have an otherworldly connection, both to Horus and to her. You can tell she's talking to him, the remnants, the legacy right now. It's just a second to you, but you get the impression she's talked ad nauseum with the legacy of Horus. She separates the 2 gems, returns one of the eyes to you, keeps the one that she always wears on, and tells you that Kepra is below. We found him, and now we must rout him. He's not yet emerged from his slumber. Now is the opportune moment to strike. We need to clear the path and get in there and finish this.
All right,
So drop
you
fire
guys. I
in
think
the
we
big
can
one.
use. I think we can use this this mirror as almost like a fire laser, and try and scorch these things. But it's going to draw a lot of attention, so maybe we should surround the edge of this cavity so we can attack from all angles.
Hmm. Anyone that
Uh,
comes with me will still be under the pass without a trace.
I'm going to stay here and man the magnifying glass.
I'm pretty sure that Draco would be pulling out Fire Guy before we started fighting.
Hmm.
And I will go down and kind of block the way. Do you guys want Draco or Amon? Do you want to do the mirror?
I'll run the mirror since I don't have inherent fire ability, and I'm also gonna cast my personal blessing from my Ankh charm.
Keep Draco with you though, because he would likely want to help with something like that, and also he can light your arrows on fire.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll stay up top.
Okay.
Before we roll initiative, you guys can be anywhere else on the map you'd like to be. The creatures so far are not aware of. Oh, no sweat, Michelle. Are you okay if we do this combat without you?
Have so much fun!
Have fun. You look great.
Happy
Have a good time.
Pride! Okay, bye.
Since you guys have the drop on these creatures, if you want to position yourselves in a different location, please feel free to do that. And then we'll roll initiative.
They're flying.
Meg, do you
so
want
we
to pilot?
Yeah,
Meg, do you want to pilot Renan?
I can open her up. Got it.
Cool.
And she's gonna hang out back with the guys, but she's gonna be down here, kind of tucked up underneath this so that it provides a little bit of cover.
Sure, sounds good.
And where did you go, Hoppy? I was thinking that we should be over here trying to draw the attention of the big one.
Oh, I thought we were just gonna catch him on the way to the Fire Guy, but that's fine with me.
I thought Amon had suggested that we split the party to distract them so that they could use the mirror while
Got
we
it.
were coming
Sorry,
from a different
this-
direction.
having a lot of focus issues right now.
No worries.
You're a focus.
So-
So I guess
Somebody
since we're
set
down
an
2, and if
alarm
you're having
to
focus
stay
issues,
up.
is there a world where we want to call it here and just pick this up next week, or do you guys want to do this combat?
No, let's do it.
Okay, just
Yep.
making sure. If everybody's happy with their position, roll initiative.
That should have been Hoppy.
I've never we've come across this before, but with initiative order being what it is, I want to plan this so that everyone goes when the mirror is focused on the big beetle.
We can ready actions
Like-
to make sure that
Oh, just delay actions.
yeah, we can just state our actions for the characters before
And then go on
when the mirror goes. Yeah.
blast.
Mhm.
Okay.
Did you have a low initiative roll? Is that why? Yeah. Okay.
Is that correct, Mark?
Draco should have a the 11.1. Sorry, I didn't click on it. Can you reset him to 1.1?
Yep. Now everything should look right.
He'll be over here with Fire Guy.
So I had to move him so that the right click menu had enough space on the map for me to see add a turn.
Got it.
All right. Renin reacts first, even though she's a Heidi baby.
Yes, as a Heidi baby, she is going to take her direction from Amon to ready a bow attack on the big guy when the attack starts, or when the mirror starts lighting stuff on fire.
Okay. Okay.
A Black Sands Edge attack, I think, on that guy.
Okay.
Did I do that right?
Yeah, I just wanted to, in case I wasn't clear, these creatures will be surprised this round. If you delay your action till after Amon, then they are
won't
not
be
surprised by your attack.
Okay.
If the idea is just to make sure that he gets hit by the laser first, maybe that is best. I'm just saying you are basically forfeiting the surprise round.
Does that give me advantage?
It does.
Well, then let's just do it. And does she get sneak attack because she's not moving?
She gets sneak attack
When
for
she gets
two reasons if she
advantage.
wants it. Right.
When she gets advantage. Got it. 17 hit this guy?
It does.
Excellent.
Oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't.
Oh. Well, okay then.
Its armor is thicker than the ones you've previously dealt with, and the dagger bounces off of it.
But comes back to me.
Oh yeah, it disappears in air and rebound right into her hand.
All right, just kidding.
Happy, taking action, or are you gonna delay?
I will take actions. We're attacking. I'm gonna go and attack this guy. I don't need to be that close. I'm gonna stay one back and Warglaive. Warglaive.
You'll want to roll. You have advantage on those attacks because he's surprised.
So that would be my first roll, and here's my Warglaive.
Nice.
Both hit. I see 26 for the first one. 24
for the second.
Is that 50? Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And he is very surprised.
We can't see his health bar.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
it's because I
that's
modified him. When I make changes to the default sheet, they go back to their default status, which is don't see. And I don't know why that's the case. Even when you tell the game, I would like my default condition to be to see all player and enemy health bars. They'll know. All right, Oni, your turn. The surprised giant scarab is making the sad surprise face as Mark pummels the shit out of it. You race down the embankment. Supplies!
Let's see what I get before I do the last one.
All right, 81 on the critical hit table says... Apologies. Roll an additional set of damage dice above and beyond your normal critical dice damage as you have struck with great force.
I thought
Or
I
an extra
just
D10.
hit the... Oh, okay.
So I see 30 damage so far. Leaving him very, very wounded.
But 17 doesn't hit.
17 misses.
Damn. I'll take it. It's fine. I'm not going to waste action surge yet. If we got a big bad coming our way.
It is his turn. In response to the classic, you punch me, I punch you. He will, despite the fact that it will be a disadvantage, make 2 of his claw attacks against Oni. And, oh, the 19
hits.
might. 8 points of slashing.
he attacked me, or sorry,
Oni.
Oni.
Hmm.
Oni. In that case, I can take a reaction attack. And I just realized that my Warglaive didn't have the +2 for damage, so I just added that. Sorry.
It looks like it has 2 +2s on it now.
Does it?
Got the damage is a D10 +4 for your strength.
Oh, I only see it yeah, +4 for strength, +2 for being a magic +2 weapon.
Right. What's the other +2 then?
Which other +2?
If you mouse over the 10 above slashing, it breaks down what the roll is.
Yeah.
It says you rolled.
Okay. All right.
Rolled a 2 on the die, +4 for strength, +2, +2.
I don't see where that other one's being added, but I'll take it off.
That is enough to kill it, however.
I didn't hit.
It didn't hit, yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right. And then it's the other creature's turns, since... Oh, they're surprised, though.
Mhm.
So they take the turn going, what?
And I'd imagine their attention
Draco's
is
turn.
drawn to us because Renan's hit wasn't successful.
Yeah, that's the only kerfuffle that they can see or hear, so
Okay.
they're now aware and alert, but they don't get to take an action. Draco's turn. How far guy do Flame Sheed?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was still trying to figure out the other thing. Yeah, he will. He'll do Flame Seed, trying to kill the same dude.
Okay.
Find his
Flame Sheed.
Flame Seed.
Oh, this motherfucker.
Oh.
Wait, he gets advantage
Oh.
because they're surprised, right?
No, because that creature's acted this turn.
Dang it! So close.
Okay. So do I roll on
The
table?
spell failure table, yep.
Oh.
I think that's not so bad. You get wrapped up in your spellcasting and forget to watch your surroundings. Any enemy that makes an attack against you will have advantage on their first attack made against you until the end of next round. So,
That's not too bad.
kind of a nothing.
That
yeah.
could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. All right. Well, he's gonna do Scorching Ray. It's big bad.
26 hits for 9 plus half is 13.
Plus your extra dice. 16.
Well, so 18.
He's dead.
Sweet.
Okay. Then
You get
next
2
one on dude at the top, and I'm just gonna move down the
20 hits.
on the red.
For 12?
Yeah. Unless it does 1.5. That's 18.
Oh, you're right, it does. Yep, thanks, Mark. And that's it for Draco, I suspect.
He gets 3 scorching rays, right?
Oh, you're right. You're right. 9 more damage on that same guy, times and a half.
And since those didn't take an action, are those supposed to be advantage?
It's their turn. Like their turn in the initiative has come and went.
Oh,
As long as that's why I was saying it was important to act
as
before
they
them.
got a turn, I see.
Right. Now their turn was, we're surprised.
Got it. Okay.
And Draco's stunned.
One more scorching ray. He gets
That's
3.
3.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
And now it's a monster. You look like a mon.
All right. I'm going to maneuver my little shiny lamp and see what kind of damage it will do. I'll go after blue first. Pointed at blue.
Like that.
Like that.
Where is my sheet? Holy sheet. He fails his dexterity saving throw. I need you to roll 8d6.
Dang. Does that also hit red or just blue?
It will. Yep. Everything in the starburst.
Nice.
Damn.
I like it a lot.
Red is dead. Blue is halved. It is Renan's turn unless you want to do anything else, Amon. You got a move and a bonus left.
No, I'm just gonna leave this thing shining on this guy for.
This little light of mine.
I'm gonna let it burn you in half.
All right. It is Miss Renan's turn.
All right, she's gonna go after blue.
That is a hit. I see 21.
She only gets 1 attack, right?
Yeah, that's the feature of rogues. They only make 1 attack, but it should be a large attack.
Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't shortchanging her. But she's gonna kind of stay concealed and hidden where she is.
Perfect. It is Happy's turn.
Happy is going to run after Pink. After Pink, 1, 2, 3,
Classic guy move.
7, 8. I can get there. Which is close enough. And then I will attack with the Warglaive.
Hit 27. Also hit for 23. And you get horns, right?
Yeah, I do. No rage, yes. Great weapon, mouse. No. So 8 extra.
Hanging on by a thread. Oni, it's your turn. Hoppy does his charging bull routine. What would you like to do?
All right, so this is a little different for her, but I don't want to get into combat range, into melee range with the blue in case I also take the fire damage. So I'm going to try to longbow blue for my first attack. Well, that didn't work. I'm going to
Try it
to
again.
longbow blue for my second attack. That also, I don't think 13 hits, no?
It does not.
Okay. I'm going to move myself.
Some people make this look so easy.
I'm going to.
Well, actually, against blue, 13 would hit.
Great. Does 9 kill it?
It does.
Excellent. That's what I was going for. Okay. Then I wanted to move a little bit closer so that I could get myself into range with one of the others. I think that was okay. And then that's my turn. No, that's too far. Hold on.
You're not happy.
I'll stop there.
All right. Little berserker scarabs go. Starting with the one that has no hit points. It's called a great axe attack, but it's not. They always attack with the reckless condition, giving them advantage. 22 hits for 11. If you're raging, that becomes 5.
Yeah, take it.
And then these two will fly here and here, making 2 attacks against Oni. Ooh, oh god. A miss and a double fail. That's spectacular.
Let's see what they've won.
That's embarrassing. It's bad enough when it's one, right? Because you're going to get no matter what, but it sucks when it's both. It was never going to be anything except this. 15 says, you get tangled with the enemy and fall over. I am knocked prone and my movement speed is reduced to 0. Yeah, that sounds good. So I basically fall down prone at your feet and cannot stand up next turn because my movement speed is 0.
Excellent.
That seems right.
Does that give me advantage when I smash him with my stick?
Certainly does, yes.
Excellent.
Aha, but you don't have your swords because you had to drop your swords to use your bow, and you never said I picked them up.
I didn't drop them. I put them away.
But then you couldn't have used your actions.
If I put them away, I couldn't get
Did
my
you
bow?
use anything that was bonusy?
No.
Alright.
I just did 2 attacks.
Alright.
Did I use my bonus action to put my swords on my hip?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Hot girl token.
I didn't know.
Like, so
I never used my bow.
by like in the strict interpretation of the rule, I think the interact only lets you sheath one weapon, but because your swords can become a single blade, I don't like. That seems like a very much in the weeds question, but I feel like you could argue that fine, I would just meld them into one sword and sheath that one sword, which sure. So I think to avoid that minutia, we'll just say you can sheath them in however form you wish using your bonus action. The other berserker gets to you and misses, and it is now Draco's turn.
Marco, that's you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, fire guy, squirt.
Fire guy is going to hit. Let's go for orange. No. Which one's the one that's knocked over? Orange?
Orange.
Orange is prone, yep.
Yeah. Then green is who I'm attacking.
Fire guy says, skeet.
It didn't do it. There it goes. Oh.
No!
Dude, isn't that 2 in a row?
That's 2 in a row. Fire guy.
Poor fire guy.
Fire guy, you suck a lot.
Oh no! You scramble the ingredients of your component pouch, and or your focus becomes overloaded with magical energy and temporarily stops working. The in-game function is you are unable to perform material components to cast spells until the end of your next turn. So if any spell has a material component, you cannot cast it.
For
I
fire
think,
guy.
Fortunately,
I think Flame Seed does not. I think that's just the somatic, but that's good news. That'd hurt Draco a lot more.
Yeah. And then I'm going to Flame Seed. Scorching Ray, excuse me. And I will start with green.
All 3 hit. 27, 42.
Plus
Let me
the
roll the 3d8.
extra, yep. Nice.
At 4 hit points. That was an impressive series of blam blam blams. Anything else from Draco? Or is he going to stay put and happy?
He's going to stay put.
Amon.
All right. I want to move my shiny light just down a couple squares so it hits those 2 guys without hurting Oni.
No advantage, but I will take half the damage. We want to roll 8d6 again.
So the Airbnb is gonna go in here. Yes.
So 11 damage.
Oh, and of course that was the one guy that was tying to the initiative tracker. Perfect. It is. Oh, that was good. He's dead. The other one took some burning damage as you're lasering him with your mirror. Anything else from Amon?
That's it.
We pass then to Ren at the start of round 3.
All right, she's gonna attack Orange. Since Orange is prone, sorry. Since Orange is prone, does she get advantage, like she normally would? Or
So, unfortunately, ranged attacks made against someone who is prone is made at disadvantage
But
because they're
I
just
get
harder to
it
hit.
for
Like,
normal because otherwise she would have advantage
correct.
for being stealth. Okay. Nice.
21. Dave's not bad. Since she can't move, it is Hoppy's turn.
Hoppy's gonna take out the guy in front of him. Turn off Great Weapon Mastery to make sure it.
When you have to kill a bitch.
Pretty much.
Nice.
He did. Oh.
Make this attack with advantage.
Already had advantage.
Shows you how broken the goddamn barbarian class is. Here's the coolest advantage I can give you in the game. You already had that. How do you have that? I can have whatever I want. Neat.
Does 15
Just means
hit?
that he has disadvantage, but
15 does hit, and I see 17. Approximately halving his remaining health. Oni.
All right. Do I still get advantage? Yes, because he's still down.
He is still prone. Yep.
Finish.
Do I keep going?
I can't get his sheet. It's either nope. He'll need to hit him for 2 more points. He has 14 hit points.
Okay.
So another connection. Yep, he did.
There you
go.
Since I still have my bonus action, I guess, since I didn't get to attack twice, can I use the rest of my turn to peer down this hole? I have a feeling we're gonna want Amon to put the light down there.
Yeah.
Peeking down the hole, the interior of the chamber is crawling with scarabs. Like floor, ceiling, everything is just the entire fabric of everything you can see is just in motion.
Then I'm gonna do one of these maneuvers toward the hole, and then step way back and like pull Hoppy back with me.
So what I think we should do is actually pick up the mirror and move it to the edge of the hole, so that we can shine down the hole instead of just clipping the edge.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
We don't want to edge the hole.
And let's do that. But I'm gonna step back because I don't want to be in the flame.
Yeah.
All right. Because I don't want to start something we can't finish, I think we'll call it here, with the plan being next Sunday to be scouring the scarabs from the hole with Burning Death.
Yep.
Excellent.
I will not be here next Friday or Sunday. I don't think we have to go and do Logan's.
Eagle Scout project. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but you guys can go ahead without me.
Okay. Are we, to the best of our knowledge, are we missing anybody else?